When you think of beauty school, what comes to mind? Probably scissors, cool hairstyles, creativity, right? But what about the law? Yeah, probably not the first thing. Today, we're going to dig into how one school, the Louisville Beauty Academy, has actually made legal compliance the very heart of its entire program. Okay, so this is the very first thing they teach every student at LBA, and it really sets the tone for everything we're about to talk about. The idea? Super simple, but also really powerful. Being a true professional isn't just about being good with a pair of scissors. It's about mastering the rules. It's about building a career on a foundation of trust and excellence right from day one. But let's be real. What does compliance even mean when we're talking about a beauty school? Is it just a bunch of boring paperwork and checking off boxes? Or does it go deeper? Does it actually change how you're taught, how your time is valued, and what the real point of your education is supposed to be? Let's break it all down. First up, let's talk about why this is even a thing. Because being a beauty professional is, well, a profession with rules. See, these rules aren't just there to be annoying. They act like a shield, really. They protect the public from unsafe practices, they shield students from exploitation, and they guard the entirety of the entire profession. So at the end of the day, these standards are good for everyone. And this right here is the absolute heart of the matter. The Kentucky law couldn't be clearer. It says a school license is for, and I'm quoting here, providing instruction, not for the operation of a commercial beauty salon. So a school is there to teach. It is not supposed to be a for-profit salon that just uses students as cheap labor. This one rule changes everything. And that brings us to the core conflict. The big question in beauty education. Is it about learning or is it about labor? So on one hand, you have the typical school model. It often treats student hours and customer service as the same thing, with a big focus on bringing in salon revenue. But then you have LBA's model. They build a wall between classroom instruction and salon work. Their one and only focus is getting students ready to ace that licensing exam. So how do they actually do it? Well, first, students have to master their skills on mannequins. Why? Because that's exactly what they'll be doing on the state board exam. Working on actual clients is totally voluntary. It's for extra practice, for enrichment. It's never, ever a requirement. This keeps the goal crystal clear. Pass that test. Okay, so if the focus is on education, that leads us to the next huge piece of the puzzle: tracking student hours and doing it the right way. Again, the law here is super specific. A student cannot get credit for more than 8 hours of instruction in a single day, period. 40 hours a week, that is the absolute cap. There's no wiggle room. So you might be wondering, what about those super dedicated students who want to practice more? Well, this is where LBA's system is pretty smart. They make a clear distinction between credited hours and logged time. The official credited hours that go to the state, capped at 8 per day. No exceptions. But if a student wants to stay and practice on their own time, that's just logged for their personal records. It's never counted for official credit. It's the perfect way to stay compliant. So remember this number, 8. It's the legal bright line. By building their entire system around this maximum, LBA makes sure there's absolutely no question about their compliance. It's a simple rule, but they stick to it, 100%. Now, having a philosophy is great, but you have to back it up, right? LBA does this with transparent systems designed to prove everything and build trust. Get this. LBA doesn't just meet the state's requirements for attendance. They go way beyond them. The law says you only need a paper backup if your digital system fails. But LBA uses both, every single day. Students clock in with a biometric system, and they sign a paper sheet. This dual system means there's always a backup, always proof. It's all about total transparency. And this dedication to the rules goes all the way to the supply closet. Seriously, you're not going to find shelves packed with products for a commercial salon. What you will find are complete professional kits for every single student and supplies for instruction. Their inventory directly reflects the language of the law, which says they have to have materials for the proper instruction of students. So when you put all of these pieces together, the philosophy, the time tracking, the systems, what you get is a really clear picture of a school that's built from the ground up to be compliant. Just look at this breakdown. For every key legal area, from the school's fundamental purpose to how they track hours and stock supplies, LBA has a specific practice designed to meet or even exceed what the law requires. The result is a fully compliant, transparent system that is laser-focused on one thing: education. This motto really just says it all, doesn't it? Licensing first, that's the immediate goal. Education always, that's how they get there. And compliance forever, that is the non-negotiable bedrock it's all built on. And here is the big takeaway, that so what of all this? This isn't just about a school following rules for the sake of it. This student-first, compliance-driven approach has a huge payoff. It creates graduates who aren't just talented with a brush or scissors, but who also get the ethical and legal side of their profession. It sets them up for a long, successful career. So that leaves us with one last, really important question. And it's not just for beauty students, but for anyone looking at vocational training. Does your school, does your program value you as a student or as a worker? Because the answer to that question changes absolutely everything.